What is up? It's your boy Tyler Russell's, and I went to Squared Circle Expo this past weekend. It was my first ever convention. I've heard amazing things, and I wanted to do a convention for the first time. And I know that's probably shocking to some of you, but yeah, just never went to a convention. Done tons of shows, but never a convention. And I'm gonna just talk about each day and what I thought. And before we get into it, though, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment in the video because it helps boost the video um, of someone maybe you'd like to see that's on this poster over here. And just if you think you're going to come to Squared Circle next year, because I'm going to tell you what, I'll be back. It was awesome. So let's get into it. Day one, first off, I drove almost 9 hours to get there. I did split my way out in two. I stayed in Davenport, the home of Seth Rollins, and then continued the next day on Friday morning. I ended up getting there just about right before the event started. Um, the hotel is fairly nice. They do have one of the world's worst elevators and slowest elevators. There's 6 stories to the hotel, and it was always a challenge going up and down the elevator. And I will say, I did love having a room there because I went back to my room a lot to drop things off, use the restroom, just chill out for a while. Because the first day, especially, the AC was not working properly in the building, and it was a sticky, warm, sweaty, stinky mess. And when they say put on the deodorant, take a shower, and clean yourself before you go in, even there wasn't enough deodorant in the world to save us because there was a constant smell, and it was a little overbearing at times. I won't lie. But the next day, by the evening they did get it fixed. Um, Going in the first time, I mean, you're doing a lot of walking back and forth. You go by a lot of the same people multiple times. Um, there's booths and tables set up all over, and lots of wrestlers have tables, lots of vendors have tables, podcasters have tables, including some of my friends over at Cole TV. He had a table. I hung out there for a while each day. He was having a lot of fun. The guys over there were having a lot of fun. They were handing out gifts. Had a megaphone we could hear everywhere. It was awesome, and it was really cool. Also, I hung out a lot with the buddies at DWO podcast. They had Crash there from he's the current um, Revolver Remix champion. He had the title there and a bunch of other merch, and it was really cool just spending time with them. But yeah, all those tables, so many wrestlers. I mean, I don't even know how many wrestlers there were, but it seemed like there were like 100. I mean, it was overwhelming. Just everything going on was overwhelming. So what I did first, and I recommend everybody doing, walk around the whole place. Walk through everything. Don't stop unless there's nobody in line, then maybe do it quick. But I just walked around everywhere. I also had to make sure to keep an eye on the watch because it did pay for some professional photo ops. Day one, I had to do Joe Hendry at like 4:45. I went and saw him, and I ended up standing in line for probably a good 45, half hour, 45 minutes to see him. And then later at 6 that night, Will Ospreay had a pro photo op, which I signed up for. And I stood in line for over an hour for that. And it was worth it though, because I got to see Will, got an awesome picture with him. I'll probably share some of them on the video here as I'm talking. Um, but no, it was a great experience. And once, other than that, yeah, I just kind of checked everything out, got the lay of the land, and kind of figured out also who was going to be there only Friday because there were people that were only there Friday. So I made a point to try to go see some of them. A few people that I definitely like. I saw, and I took some photos with them and stuff. Was Deanna Perrazzo. I love Deanna. I love her husband Steve. Steve's always at Revolver. Deanna's coming to Revolver here in Des Moines in June, and I just had a nice little chat with her, and she's awesome. And I mean, I couldn't expect anything less because Steve's awesome too. Andy Hartwell, brand new TNA knockout. Hell yeah. She was there. Talked to her. The only problem is my photo I got from her, the autograph and stuff got. I don't know if because of the humidity, it did smear a little bit, and it's kind of sad. But I did get a sweet picture of her when she was up on the ladder with the NXT title. That's one of my favorite photos of her. But we talked about that. We talked about Legos. I mean, you can really talk about it. One thing people told me about this convention compared to like WrestleCon is this is a lot more personal. Yeah, the photo ops and stuff are very get in, get out. But for the most part, the wrestlers were walking around the whole time. I mean, I stopped. I was in the elevator First time going down the elevator, Prince Nana and Tito Santana were in there. The next time I went down the elevator, Shelton Benjamin was in there. And then the next morning on day two, I was going down to go out to the convention, and none other than Will Ospreay was in the elevator with me. I talked to him for just a few moments, and then he was going down to get coffee, and there's a huge line. It was kind of funny. And I told him, I think you could probably get in line, and they let him. So, um, but yeah, at the end of night one, which night one's a lot shorter than day two, they had the Black Label Pro wrestling show in one of the rooms, and it was a lot of fun. Had an absolute blast at that. Knew a few of the wrestlers in it, including Myron Reed, the Young Goat. Killer Kelly showed up and helped him. That was awesome. My buddy Crash again was in there, and a bunch of other local and then just other talents. Mick Foley and Tony Atlas were there with Frank the Clown, Shazza McKenzie. That was a fun match. I'm going to be trying to post a lot more all the clips on my Instagram and my Twitter as we go, which you can find those links at TylerWrestles.com. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, blast, hell of a night. I didn't get back till like 1 that day, and I realized during the day that all I ate that day was a breakfast sandwich and a Snickers bar. They have food there and available. I just was so busy and doing other stuff, and I got some Papa John's late at night, and actually I snacked on that the next day or two. So next morning I slept in a little bit, which I normally don't do, but then the convention started at 11, so I got up, got showered, and ready to go. And like I said, I met Will Ospreay in the elevator. Uh, but yeah, just went around the convention the next day, saw a lot of people I wanted to see. Talked to Chris Van Vliet, which was awesome. Uh, I saw, man, there were so many people there. Lots of OVW stars. I saw Spray the Slaya. Talked to my awesome Instagram buddy, lovely Miss Larkin. She was running around there a little bit. Al Snow, I said, hey, I'll talk to him. Matt Hardy walked by the table a few times when I was hanging out with the DWO guys. I was with them a lot that day and a lot with Cold TV, just taking it all in and just checking it out. But there were people there from old school W territory days to WCW, like Dean Malenko. The Horseman Arn Anderson was there, all the way to current AEW stars, TNA stars, and then lots of other independent promotions, and lots of like OVW was there too, and then a bunch of uh, like really small promotions and stuff that were like there just to get some exposure and have a good time. Um, but yeah, so many tables. It was awesome. You did have to pay, obviously, for all the photos and for taking a photo or buying an 8x10, or they had other merch t-shirts. Some had keychains, some had stickers, some had trading cards, posters, you name it. They'd sign everything for you. But it was definitely worth the experience, honestly. And like I said, it was really, really cool because you'd also see people running around. There were a lot of podcasters and stuff doing interviews. Sean Rossap was there running around. Wheezy and Queen of the Ring, she was out there running around. And those two, I finally, towards the end, I caught up with them. I saw them a couple times throughout there, but Alex and Wheezy were both there, and I took a quick pic with them. I saw Marissa and Johnny. Also, you might know them from social media here. They're awesome, um, really nice people. A couple other people that noticed me or recognized me from being on here and on all my other social platforms. It was nice catching up with them and just talking wrestling with people that love wrestling throughout the day. I'm trying to think who else. Oh yeah, I got to meet uh Taylor. I think she's Taylor Talks on TikTok. Her and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend never went to a wrestling show. I went and sat with them for the Squared Circle Expo Rumble that night. Oh, and how could I forget Big Trouble Ben Bishop? I went and saw him almost right away when I got there. I love that guy. He's a good stand-up dude, and he's one of the few people that made me look tiny, which was kind of cool because I realized how big I was compared to a lot of wrestlers. So, anyways, that was awesome. I had a great time. But then, like I said, night two was like the big main event. They had like a giant 7 match card. Then we had like, I'm trying to think who was all even on it. There were so many recognizable names. Heath Slater and Tom Latimer fought each other, and that got crazy. They went through the crowd with I think Jack Vaughn. Was Jack Vaughn in that match too? I think he was in that match too. I don't remember. It was just the days, honestly. I have clips on my phone, like I said. But they had the Rumble that night. Hornswoggle was in it. We had Matt Cardona. We had Crash. We had a bunch of recognizable people you would know, and a lot that you probably wouldn't know that were in it. Um, we had an awesome women's match that night. Al Snow came out with Cal Hero, and they did their thing in a tag team match. But it was an absolute blast. That show was like almost, I wouldn't say twice the people, but it was like 1.5 times the show the night before. It was absolutely packed and had such a fun time. After the show, all the wrestlers, Moose was in it too, was in there. Moose had a match. He After the show, all the wrestlers were out there doing meet and greets, talking to people, and I just kind of hung out. Our table, the DWO podcast table, was outside where the match was, and just hung out there with Crash. He was there, and then I also helped Mouse, who's one of the best wrestling photographers out there. Helped him load his gear up at the end of the night. Helped Crash and my buddy Micah, the DWO, load their stuff up, and just had a great night with all of them. And just it was a surreal, um, just being there talking with wrestlers. Like, hey, it's nothing weird, but it was really cool. Big Mama from the NWA, she was there. I talked to her for a little bit, gave her a hug. She didn't know probably who the hell I was, so I was hanging out with the DWO guys, and they know her really well. But anyways, then yeah, that was like by the time I got out of there, I think it was like 1:30 in the morning. I could have went to the restaurant slash bar because there were a bunch of wrestlers in there. They also had an after party each night. Um, but yeah, I decided to go to bed because I had to get up the next morning. I drove home 9 hours, and I went straight through this time, and it was a long day driving home. Um, but I had so much fun. It is so awesome. I recommend it to everybody. If you're anywhere close to the Midwest, or you can jump on a plane, come to Squared Circle Expo next year. You won't regret it. Um, it's just crazy how fun and interactive. Pretty much all the wrestlers are pretty cool and chill. I would say, if anything, some of the older guys are there just to get their paycheck and get out of there. But for the most part, everybody's really nice, really accommodating, and will give you a quick second if no matter what. Um, but yeah, it's so good. It's so much fun, and it's worth the money, in my opinion. It's so much better. Like I said, WrestleCon's cool, and maybe you get some bigger stars, but there's some. I mean, Bret Hart was there, Kurt Angle was there. Um, Will Ospreay, obviously, the Hurt Business was all there. Mick Foley, Joe Hendry, um, King and JR, JBL, Tori Wilson, um, Danhausen was there. I mean, there was just a myriad of people, and it was well worth the ticket price, and then whatever you wanted to do as far as getting autographs or anything else. So, anyways, that was my little like recap of my first convention and Squared Circle Expo. I love it. It's so awesome. Let me know, like I said, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment what you guys think about Squared Circle Expo from what I told you, or who you'd like to see at Squared Circle Expo in the comments below. And make sure you check out my other links at tylerwrestles.com. Like I said, I'll be posting clips of the matches from that night on my Twitter and Instagram the next few days. So, till next time, toodles.